Hey everyone, just wanted to give further details regarding our reopening the church on Sunday, May 31st. First, I'm really looking forward to reopening, and praise God, we will be able to reopen under both the federal and state guidelines. So, reopening church does not mean that we will be able to gather in the same fashion as before the pandemic. There are definitely going to be changes and sacrifices made with regard to how we gather. But those changes and sacrifices are for the sake of others, that others would feel safe in attending a church service. Philippians 2:3-4 says this, "Let nothing be done through selfish ambition or conceit, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem others better than himself. Let each of you look out not only for his own interests, but also for the interests of others." So, keeping these verses in mind, there are going to be changes and sacrifices in our gathering together. But again, those changes and sacrifices are done for the sake of others. Those that may be elderly or have an underlying health condition or are just simply concerned about attending a church service. You know, probably one of the most challenging things about how to handle this pandemic has been the vast differences of opinion that people hold regarding the pandemic and the coronavirus. There are those that think the whole thing is overblown and that we're overreacting, but others that are taking things very seriously, following every guideline to the letter of the law. This vast difference of opinions has made reopening the country very challenging, and this same challenge extends to reopening the church as well. Our heart is to reopen in a way that recognizes these differences of opinion while being safe, responsible, and loving. So let's start with service times. This Sunday, Spanish service will meet upstairs at 9 a.m. and English services will meet downstairs at 9 and 11 a.m. and in the evening at 7 p.m. Now, we have made some changes according to CDC guidelines to promote social distancing, the most notable being how we have arranged seating in both sanctuaries. Now, I know social distancing will be challenging because we're all going to want to shake hands and hug one another. But these are the sacrifices we need make that we would be looking out for the interests of others. Keeping the vast difference of opinions in mind, our heart is to hold fast to all the guidelines suggested by the CDC, including face coverings at our 9 o'clock service. So those that are elderly, those that have underlying health conditions, or those that simply have concerns about attending would feel safe. With regard to the 11 o'clock service, we will take a more relaxed approach while still observing social distancing. A more detailed list of guidelines can be found on the church website. So let me end with this. I know that guidelines for our gathering together can be challenging, but let's not let a virus or guidelines rob us of the most important message of all time. The message that God sent His only begotten Son so that everyone who believes in Him will not perish but have everlasting life. Let's keep our eyes on Jesus, and no matter what the challenge, let us celebrate all that we have in Him.